With EV chargers, does that add obviously more stress on the grid, more need for electricity?
Yeah, the increased demand itself adds stress, and on top of that, it's a different kind of load. You know, people want to charge their cars really fast, and so that's a lot of electricity in a short amount of time. It's not the way the grid's set up to operate today. Every situation's different. So you have these national programs, this one-size-fits-all approach. It doesn't work, and in this case, the uptake for this has been really slow.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that is a problem, and I got to say, I represent a lot of the rural areas where there's not as big of an uptake on electric vehicles because of the range people have to drive in their vehicle every day.
Forcing Americans to do it in some kind of transition that the car dealers and the car manufacturers are doing, it just does not seem to be taking. The market drives the thing, usually.
More electricity sounds good in a lot of ways for the people I represent, but on the other hand, we want to make sure it's delivered in a reliable, affordable way.
How does an increase in internet use overall impact the overall electric grid?
This digitization of our economy is a good thing, but it needs a lot of electricity. And we're not keeping up with that demand in terms of increased supply in this country. And yes, where there's limited supply, costs are going to go up.
Is renewable energy a reliable source for a data center?
Data centers run 24/7, and as far as I know, the sun doesn't shine 24 hours a day, so you're going to have always available generation to help supply these data centers in a significant way. Yeah, renewable energy could be a piece of the portfolio, but not the majority of the portfolio by any means.
Some microgrids are connected to the main electric grid, others are not. So are the isolated ones as reliable as without that connection?
I think you always want to have a connection to be more reliable. There's no question about it. They do have a role, but it's not going to solve our country's electric reliability situation across the board. I think microgrids are very site-specific. Let's say a military base or a hospital. They're really expensive, but in certain situations, they really do make sense in terms of building in some reliability and resilience.
These are fairly new things, these microgrids.
Yeah.
The fact that they're new and they're being constructed, does that somehow help infrastructure on the overall grid?
It's only going to help, I think, in the isolated locations where they exist. I have members that built them on the Outer Banks in North Carolina, in the state of Alaska. So in certain locations, it can help.